Hello, friends, and welcome to the second Zombie Cast.
Bam!
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Zombie Crew.
We didn't get some.
Today, we will bring you gaming news and our opinions of it.
Yeah, opinions on gaming news.
News!
So ready for the first story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
The first story comes courtesy of Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't been doing good. See what they got first.
Yoshinori Ono, the Street Fighter 4 producer.
Yeah.
Apparently, he and Capcom don't really. He claims that Capcom overworked him.
Capcom overlooks everyone.
Oh, those just.
The specific story, he claims that he was once worked so hard that he was rushed to the hospital,
Yeah, that's why he
given a week off, and then immediately put back to work.
Hasn't like another company
no slowing in, just full throttle, automatic.
Why is this coming up now?
I don't know.
Because they need some type of excuse as to why.
Aren't like other companies?
But
like,
you said
like
this
Team
guy was working
Undead?
on. Which game was this guy working
Street
on?
Fighter 4.
The original or Super Street Fighter?
I think the original. I think.
That was like how long ago?
That was
3 years, 4
like
years?
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The original Street Fighter 4,
It's
yeah.
coming
I
up
mean, there was
now.
probably some sort of non-disclosure agreement or something, if I had to guess.
Well, I mean, they overworked him, but the game wasn't really all that. It's just Super Street Fighter.
Well, that's what they've been doing since Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Like
They're
the
releasing a lackluster first one and then
Yeah.
They knew what comes
superizing
And
that
people
shit.
buy it anyway.
I will buy it.
60
I
to
would have bought
40.
Super. Oh wait, I did arcade edition.
Isn't
Yeah.
that weird? It's like it goes to 60 to 40.
40.
As
is
a-
the best one.
Yeah,
As a
definitely.
side note to this story, when he originally approached Capcom for a Street Fighter 4, they said that Street Fighter was a dead franchise, and they should do Onimusha 4 instead.
No.
They did. Did they do it?
No.
Like, is that out?
No,
No, it doesn't exist. Okay.
because no one buys Onimusha titles.
Yeah, no.
Dead franchise,
They
really?
didn't really buy it the first when the first.
The
Well, they
first.
didn't buy it. They didn't really buy the
So
third.
what do you
one.
think of
I-
Capcom calling Street Fighter a dead franchise?
Retarded.
Retarded.
It's
Yeah,
Look
not.
at it now.
Just beyond retarded.
I
It's
mean,
beyond
man,
stupid.
Greatest
think
fight
about
game.
it. Think
Yeah.
You're putting your now opinions on what about before Street Fighter 4 came out? What would you have said then?
Still
Or
no,
even heard
no.
of it?
I mean, the only game for 10 years
Was
that Street Fighter
3.
people were actually playing was Street Fighter 3, and not even Alpha. Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter Turbo. Those are the only games that they were playing really, and then but like Tekken was coming out with games
Oh,
yearly.
yeah.
Virtual Fighter came out with like 2 games between that time. Mortal Kombat, I mean, they had
They had their games.
they had like Deadly Alliance and Deception and Armageddon.
Yeah. But I mean,
still
those
good.
are still
And then,
games.
but then Street Fighter 4 came out. That was a huge. That was
that was a big
that was
deal.
colossal.
Big.
Yes, it was.
It was colossal, and then
2D, 3D.
like I never actually I never played Street Fighter 3. Like I played Street Fighter 4 before Street Fighter 3. So
So you never set that standard.
no, I mean Street Fighter 3 is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
They're like Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4 are two different games
Right.
essentially.
They look
Compare
different, they
Street
play
Fighter
different. They
4
look and
more
play
to Street
different.
Fighter 2. That's what I do. I compare
yeah, Street Fighter
4 to
2.
Street Fighter 2.
Well, that's how it is story-wise. It goes Street Fighter 2, then Street Fighter 4, then Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
Weird.
And then, yeah.
So I picked that story because I thought both angles, both the overworking and the Street Fighter 4 angle, were both pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, definitely.
It's not that franchise, I don't think. Man.
Street Fighter
No,
ain't going
it's
It's
nowhere.
just such a big.
I mean, they're
part.
already starting stuff on Street Fighter 5, so
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter ain't going nowhere.
So our next story comes courtesy of Peter Molyneux. Yeah, I don't know if you guys probably heard of him, right? Peter Molyneux, the
Isn't
guy
that
that made
the
Fable.
Well, I think I might have heard something on him, but
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know him personally.
He's done a new studio called 22 something Studios,
22 Jump
and
Street.
he's making a new social game where what it is, and no, I see you back in your head. Hold on, it gets better.
Okay, let's see.
For that, it means it gets hilarious.
Okay.
The social game is just everyone has a shovel and they are digging towards this one big goal.
What the fuck?
Big Doug.
And
What is
Happy.
Dig
the
Dug?
person who
Fun.
gets to the end,
Big Dog is too good to be compared to this.
But
the
that's
person
like
who digs out that last bit of dirt gets the secret prize at the end of whatever it is.
Fable 2.
Fable goes to.
And he gets to choose to share with it roll or not. That's the important part of this story is that Peter Molyneux is offering a special diamond shovel that will shovel 100 times faster than any other shovel in the game. So one of a kind item for this game. The DLC price is roughly 50,000 euros or 78,000
Is
US
that the article you
dollars.
put up?
What?
77,000.
77,000 for a DLC?
for a shovel.
Oh
For,
my
for a
God.
virtual shovel to make it easier to dig.
I'm confused here. You said Fable is a social game?
No, it's
No,
a
it's a
brand
guy.
new social game that's not Fable at all.
It was just
Oh.
a guy from
The
there.
guy who did.
The guy who did Fable's doing this game.
Is social? Do you mean by like
Like a
con-
Facebook
Oh,
game.
you're not listening?
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to set the standard.
Like, did they like explain? Is it gonna be like a third person, first person, or like
It's
what?
just digging.
Then
Like,
what
is
the
it
hell
gonna
is
be
a,
like
what the hell is a
Minecraft?
secret prize?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's
I
a
feel
secret
sorry.
prize.
Who do I feel sorry for that person
Seven-
that buys it?
That buys that shit.
He's saying it's a social experiment to see if anyone's actually going to buy this shovel.
Who's gonna buy it?
No, someone.
Oh, I don't know. There
Oh,
are
yeah.
stupid people
Yeah.
that would buy
Feels-
that
feels
shovel.
stupid.
Yeah, stupid people
That's
with
what
a
I'm
lot
saying, yeah.
of money.
Someone who
They
will
live
buy
off the
that.
parents.
Or even worse, a stupid person with no money.
And I saw
I know.
I saw the look on your face by now $78,000
Something that
Yeah.
I was wondering what that
diamond
article
virtual
was.
shovel.
for a virtual diamond shovel that will shovel 100 times faster than any other shovel in the game.
So that's just meant to go like this.
This is dumb.
Just hack the game.
Just hack the game to get the shovel.
Yeah.
Get that secret prize.
Only one item in the entire game. It's the only one.
Dude,
It's
like,
Sunday
that's-
thousand.
It's already in the game. It's on this DLC.
That's kind of stupid.
So, any other thoughts you want to share on this particular story?
Ridiculous. That's overpriced, but some poor sucker out there is gonna buy it.
That
No
guy
doubt.
and some poor sucker out there has got a bad case of the herp derps.
I say if he's got
Terrible.
if he has the $78,000 and he's willing to pay it, all the power to him. I don't care.
What
You
if it was
clearly
like
do not deserve that money.
What if like the grand prize was like a lifetime worth of like gas for your car?
Who know? No one even knows what that prize
Yeah, awesome.
is.
That I'd pay 78,000. I couldn't, but I would
That's safe.
That's life.
for free gas for the rest of your life.
At least you can go anywhere.
Like, you could go anywhere, anytime you want.
All right. Our next story comes from the exact opposite end of the spectrum.
Well,
South
well, I know
Korea
that
has
now.
officially banned microtransactions in all of their games.
What's microtransactions?
Isn't that online?
Like, if you go to home and pay $1 for a new desk,
Oh, okay.
Then you
they have
resell
banned
So-
anything related to that.
Why? Because
Why?
the
Wait,
Koreans.
like you mean you mean home by
Any sort of
PlayStation?
microtransactions.
Well, you
So
don't
you mean,
want
like,
people
go
buying.
and going like PlayStation home and buying something?
Yeah, like if you go even on Facebook, like if you go to Farmville and buy some sort of super tree or something,
You won't
you
be
can't do that anymore. It's illegal.
Any reason
or
It's
why?
illegal for them to even offer it.
It's illegal for them to offer it or to sell it at a price.
You can't sell it.
Any reason why they said like any reason? Why
I
they
don't
banned?
remember.
Is it something with like North Korea or some crap like that?
I don't
Something
remember. I
political.
just thought it was an interesting story and I wanted to point it
just
out.
makes no
Well, you
sense.
can't have these virtual people buying these virtual parts to build like a virtual bomb so they don't nuke the virtual world.
Is that the reason? Bomb home.
Bomb PlayStation
Bomb
Home.
Bomb the ball.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting concept.
PlayStation Home Mall.
Take this in contrast with a $78,000 shovel.
And we've got a lot of stupid shit going
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's the virtual stupid shit.
on. Yeah, a lot of virtual stupid shit.
I don't do
A
I don't like
a lot of
microtransactions.
dumb virtual shit.
I
going
don't
on.
want to pay $1 for a special sword in a game that I will never use in real life.
I will.
But
Just banning it just makes
I
no
don't
sense.
think banning it is right, personally, because, that's a valid business model.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And people will pay for all the people like me who will not pay for that shit.
Brandon's a cheap ass.
So, with that story out of the way, our next one comes courtesy of Max Payne 3.
Okay, let's hear
Alright,
about this. I
let's
got
Get on
that.
some packs made.
Oh,
some
I love this one. I know what you're
I'm
gonna
about to say
talk
some
about. I
some
heard about
main
this.
packs.
It's good.
Go.
All right.
Max Payne 3's anti-cheating policy is to, when they figure out that you're a cheater, they're going to throw you in the ring so you should only play with other cheaters.
Are you
It's been
serious?
done before. What do you guys sound like this is
I
new?
know.
I mean, they did it in a couple of fighting games. I can't recall off the top of my head.
Well, I mean,
Mortal
like for a
Kombat
shooting,
and
for a shooting game, it's pretty big.
I think Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat's the first one to do it actually.
Third person shooter.
Yeah, but
it's
with
not
the
like a first person shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like the first time they I heard that. That's pretty cool because honestly,
How do you cheat though? How do they know if you cheat? What, rage quitting?
Well, with Xbox 360, you can actually hack your account.
yeah, if you can hack your account and get like free stuff, and then Microsoft would just ban you for like.
Well, doesn't Microsoft just like cut your account off if they do that?
No,
Don't they
don't.
ban your IP?
They ban your IP, so it's like that really f's you up like bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means you can't even make a new account.
Max Payne is like,
With the
okay.
withdrawal.
Current IP, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Max Payne's now like, okay, you can cheat, just now you gotta go with all the other cheaters.
I mean, I
and
think
see how
that's
it's
what
like,
it's
and
Oh,
see,
and rage
it's-
quit
and
is
see
hell.
what it's like to go against all the other uber hack swords.
That's
It's
what
like
it's called.
it's like putting like a bunch of bad kids in a corner. That's what it's like.
Basically, it's,
So
that
There's
is,
a bunch of bad kids in a
Actually,
corner.
that-
That's basically like the hood then.
Yeah.
That's
you're
a
joking,
subcontinent.
but that's actually a very good metaphor for it.
So you just put it in real
So all
context.
them like cheaters go. That's basically gonna be like the ghetto of Max Payne world.
Yeah.
And if you're actually, to be fair, if you're on good behavior for a while, you can actually just go back into the main game.
Just like
So
the
it's like
ghetto.
fucking jail.
It's
Like
just
jail.
I know.
Jail.
Just like
Like
jail.
jail. Fight everyone.
If,
Fight everyone.
if you're good for a while, they will give you a pardon.
You get a
Like here, we'll give you one.
But
get
I-
released on
Don't
good
get in
behavior.
that corner.
But I think that's a good strategy. I mean, for people like me that like to play online with fair people, I mean, I find that like really helpful. Because I like cheating in the game is basically like shooting through a wall. You just split through the wall.
That would suck. Fuck that wall.
Fuck that
Fuck
wall.
you.
Fuck physics.
no.
Yeah, fuck physics.
Physics defined. I shoot you through this wall, bitch.
Like teleport out of nowhere. Ting! Teleport. It's like, wait, what?
Why do you hit
This
me
game
with
is a
that?
shooter, not a teleporter. Yeah, that was
It'd be
interesting.
Mario
Yeah.
Kart Online all over again.
I thought it was an interesting story.
Didn't another game do it like recently too? Like on the same.
Mortal Kombat did it, called Rage Quitter's Hell.
I don't know. I heard something.
I never heard Mortal Kombat do it.
But
though.
rage quitting isn't
I-
the
I'm-
same
I'm
as
sure-
hacking the game.
I'm sure they did do it, but I didn't hear anything on the news. Like I don't hear no Max.
Well, that's
Payne.
just saying what they did. That's what they did. That's their mechanics.
That's still good.
And I think, well, what you call it, like fighting games, they have disconnection rates,
Yeah.
and the higher it is, they'll start pairing you up with people with higher disconnection rates.
Oh, I know what you. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. They do that with a lot of games now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not new. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, why are they making a big deal about this? It's
Well,
not,
for, like,
it's
a
not
shooter,
the
I
first time it's happened.
Alright, our next story comes from Diablo 3. Now, I know you're not PC gamers, none of us
I haven't
are.
heard
Not even
about it.
close.
But I
Nope.
assume you've all heard of Diablo 3.
Yeah,
Yes,
Lord,
I've
that
heard
talks
of-
about
I've
it.
heard of debauchery.
Have you heard of the always online DRM and
I
all
did.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Gotta have online.
Well, apparently that didn't work because now they're having to ban people for stealing from Diablo,
But they steal
from,
from the
from
server.
hacking other people's accounts and
They have hackers.
hacking the game and stealing
Gonna happen.
everything. Which is funny because that's what the always online DRM was supposed to stop.
Well, you're
Oh, so it's
online.
irony.
Yeah, it's irony that they had to ban these
Ironic.
accounts for something that should not even have been a problem in the
If it is
first place.
online, it can be hacked.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
online.
It's like they didn't realize it. If it's online, it can be hacked.
And I mean, what they're
I don't-
trying to do, trying to stop,
If it
it,
has
they're doing
codes,
the worst.
Yeah, if it-
it's
yeah, if
I'm not saying you're wrong,
yeah,
I'm just
if-
pointing out the irony of that statement.
If it's coded, it can be hacked
and broke it.
and broken.
If there's like
I
anything
mean-
for like a security lock, you gotta
Yeah.
purchase, break it, get it for free.
Break it, get it for free.
I completely agree, I just find the irony of the
Yeah.
fact that they use something to protect people from getting hacked, and people got hacked anyway.
So we're doing this online, so you can't hack. Oh, sorry, we gotta ban
It's
you.
like, yeah.
So
try us.
basically, they piss
The
people
next
off.
day.
Next day, hacked.
So basically, all the issues with Diablo 3 piss people off for no real reason.
Why?
Because apparently it didn't work to stop the thieves.
Oh.
You can't stop thieves. In this world, you can have.
No.
Not the
It's
online.
impossible.
They're geniuses.
I mean, I just want to choose the story because of the irony of it.
If you
That
have
was
Google and
hilarious.
YouTube, it's possible.
If you have Google and YouTube, you know everything.
Okay, this next story comes courtesy of Ubisoft and the Assassin's Creed franchise. The creators of Assassin's Creed 3 claim that it was only possible to do Assassin's Creed 3 because of all of these sequels like Brotherhood and Revelations.
Wait,
They
you
claim
mean-
that it was only the only way they could have ever profited enough to make an Assassin's Creed 3 would be to create Brotherhood and Revelations in the
so
meantime.
crap.
I am so confused.
That
What?
bull-
How come they didn't use the money that they used to make Brotherhood and Revelations to make 3?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
and
what
then
we're
make
talking
4.
about. They said
That's the
if
thing.
if Brotherhood and Revelation were never made, that they're saying that there's no way they would have been able to make Assassin's Creed 3.
Well,
that's
two
completely-
sold a lot. So,
That's-
I mean,
That's so dumb.
I'm just saying that's what he said. I don't agree. I think, quite frankly, that's circular logic.
yeah. You made enough
But-
money from 1 and 2.
That they could have made 3 after 2
Yeah.
if they needed to.
They could have just mixed in, like, just Brotherhood and.
Yeah,
Well, they
it
could
would have played more like 2, but you know.
Yeah. There was really no need for those two, actually.
Mm-mm.
You could just end it with 2. They didn't follow on, but that's them. That's just. They're rich enough to make a 3.
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft in its own is rich enough to make it 3.
And they have so many other companies making the games, too. Like
Yeah.
Ubisoft, Montreal.
Montreal, like
Like different countries, too.
Chinatown.
Like London.
Shanghai made Army 2.
Man, that's not Chinatown.
It's in China, but it's not China. Chinatown's only America.
Chinatown.
Yeah, you don't find Chinatown in China.
Yeah.
You find American Town.
And where you sell burgers. Burgers and gun shops.
Burgers and gun shops.
Let's hear the next one, Brian.
Yeah, this one comes courtesy of EA.
Oh,
Oh, EA.
this ought to be good.
I love when EA has a story about them. Anyway, they said that Dead Space 3 is intended to broaden their target audience because, and I quote, in order for them to continue investing in Dead Space, this new one, Dead Space 3, will need to sell at least 5 million copies.
No.
I don't think it's gonna
I
sell
think-
that much.
No, it's
Like
can't.
average game sells maybe 2 million.
In order
3
to
million.
continue investing in the franchise, they're going to want at least 5 million copies
I don't
sold.
even want a Dead Space 4.
No, me neither. I mean,
once you start making a game like that, it's gonna be like a Call of Duty.
it's
It's
just, or
the same.
Final
It's the
Fantasy or
yeah, it's
something.
gonna be the
They
same.
can just stop that shit at
My
Dead Space
question
3.
is, how did they get 5 million?
Just random.
Yeah, it's just random.
It's
That's-
like
that's
that
a big
shit.
target.
Yeah, that's like that looks like you pulled it out of your ass.
You're
Yeah.
saying like, oh, we're gonna do good.
We're gonna get this
Yeah,
five
why?
million.
It's
Well,
fucking-
5 limits are
It's like,
minimal.
I bet you.
You
Like,
know
that
they-
is the
They
most
probably,
inflated estimate I've ever heard in my life.
they
Yeah,
probably
wait,
lost like
like
half
Visual
of their
said that or
people
EA?
after Dead
EA.
Space 1.
Oh, that's EA. That's
EA's
EA.
investors said that, to be fair, not
Oh,
the
that's
game
EA.
developers.
Oh,
That's
that's
EA
EA.
talking.
That's-
EA is so stupid.
Yeah.
EA are like the evil corporate business.
It's
video
'cause they
games.
buy everything and then shut them down.
buy it, shut it down.
What else
Yeah,
did EA
like,
buy? They
you
bought like a
buy-
bunch of
They
stuff,
buy a
right?
bunch of little companies and then shuts them down.
They
Yeah.
make like good games.
Yeah.
So I guess we can all agree that EA equals bad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Evil accountants. EA.
Yeah.
So moving on, our next story comes courtesy of the creator of Deus Ex and Epic Mickey.
Alright.
You might know him from Epic Mickey more than Deus Ex.
Disney.
No, the guy that made.
Wait, the guy that made Dead Sex, the same guy that made Epic Mickey?
What
Yes.
the fuck happened there?
I
Two
know.
shots. He
Two
like
shots to get killed.
he wanted to work with Disney. Well, the original Deus Ex, not the Human Revolution. That's
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The original. Okay.
Why didn't you say that?
Alright, but
He says that games are becoming have too much violence, and they're catering too much to the violent demographic.
Wow.
It's a new time, guy.
Times have changed.
that's,
Time
yeah.
to change.
We changed from just jumping from platformers now to like
to jumping on
shooting.
platforms
Gunning
while
people
blowing
down.
someone's face
Yeah,
off.
while
Yeah.
blowing stuff up.
To be fair, I just started playing the original Deus Ex. I'm killing people with a giant sword that's
I mean,
made of lightning.
I agree with him. It's more violent. but
Yeah,
who
I
cares?
do agree that the violence does come a bit stupidly excessive at times.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Like,
But I mean, like
It
it
depends.
fits for the time.
Like,
Sometimes.
it depends what. I mean, not all games have excessive amount of blood.
That's what
there's
you're
also the
looking for,
context you have to consider. Like, for example, Saints Row. That's violence, but it's in the comedic sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's
Makes
not
sense.
just
It's
like.
as if it's
They don't
kind of like a punchline for a joke.
They don't even have dismemberment in Saints Row. You can't even take someone's head off with
But
a
in a game
straight headshot.
You
with
can
a throwing
obliterate
shotgun.
them.
Yeah, you can blow them up, but
Yeah.
you can't like
No,
blow
no whole.
know
can't-
them to pieces.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the point is, they're not trying to get you to be taken seriously by any of your sense. They're not
Yeah.
trying to be taken seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
Versus a game like Gears of War, which is really asking to be taken seriously, but no one is going to pause take it seriously because of everything that's in the game.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I saw a video where, you know the guns with the chainsaws on them? It was fighting another chainsaw gun. Like, it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's the new one in 2 because everyone kept complaining about being like murdered
innocent
in
kid.
in the first one.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to play Gears of War online with Guardy a lot.
Now,
I sucked, but
I don't
Chainsaw,
like Gears
so-
of War. I
yeah.
find Gears of War to be an annoying franchise, quite frankly.
why?
It seems,
Stereotype?
Forced?
forced.
I know when it came out.
Plus,
it was
I don't-
cool.
I don't want to play as an overly macho, masculine douchebag all the
He
time.
has a heart.
Quite frankly, I find characters like that to
He has a
be.
girlfriend.
I quite frankly find characters like that to be
Thanks.
physically irritating to me.
Yeah.
But that's a side topic.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
No, I got you. That's a personal thing.
Yeah, that's a very personal thing, and I will be the first to admit
that's
that.
where bandanas.
He does wear a bandana. There's
Yeah.
that.
And yes.
Yeah, there's that.
Douchey.
Douchey.
Speaking of Saints Row, our next story is about Saints Row, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love some
that's
Saints
cool.
Row.
Franchise of 3.
I think Saints Row is better than GTA.
Me too.
Anyway,
Alright, that's
you know Saints Row is made by
Vice City.
THQ, correct?
Yeah.
You are aware of that. And
Yeah.
THQ was recently taken over by one of the co-founders of Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He said, and I quote, Saints Row needs to be more like Red Dead Redemption or Skyrim.
Okay.
What?
Two different companies,
that
two
hurts
different
my
games.
Now,
What?
That hurts my heart.
So we're saying that Saints Row 4 is now gonna be a cowboy dragon fighter.
No, he wants to try to take
That's basically
that.
what it is.
He's trying to say that Saints Row needs to be less humorous.
But that is Saints Row.
That's what made Saints Row.
Skyrim.
That's
No,
what separates Saints
let
Row
me-
from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, no.
Let me say my opinion on this, like, because I am not a fan of this humor that Saints Row does. I don't like that style of humor. You know that.
I got you.
But at the same time, Saints Row is doing just fine, not catering to me.
Yeah.
That's
how I mean we have
like
Brandon as a
Saints Row.
person.
That was
catering to
that
me.
was I am. In fact, that was its thing, and I was fine with it having its own thing.
Yeah.
Well, at
Like-
first it was just Grand Theft Auto, the first game,
Yeah.
and it got really silly with Saints Row 2,
was
and then Saints Row 3 is just off the wall. With
Yeah.
I mean, like,
when you start hitting people with a baseball bat shoved inside of a dildo,
Yeah.
you made
on
a
one
game.
hand, I wouldn't mind them toning it down a little bit. On the other hand, taking it all out is far too much.
That
for
just
me.
ruins its image.
It takes away from Saints Row.
Like,
It just
I
be Grand Theft Auto.
I
Yeah.
would not mind if they removed the giant purple dildo bat. I wouldn't mind
That
that.
giant purple dildo. That's not
But like Red Dead Redemption, that's a serious game.
Yeah,
it's serious.
But I
rating.
don't want hype.
It is
But
serious writing, yeah.
Saints Row,
Skyrim.
if it became hyper realistic, I would probably get annoyed by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want.
And I'm not even a fan of the franchise.
I don't like Saints Row to be super.
I don't want it to be Grand Theft
super
Auto.
gritty.
It's
That was the
cool.
problem with Saints Row 1. It was Grand Theft Auto with much better graphics, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's because it was before Saints Row. It was like San Andreas.
Yeah.
It was like San Andreas.
It was
and
before
then
Grand
Saints
Theft Auto
Row.
4 came
But
out.
it was still Grand Theft Auto, and then Saints Row 2 came out. Lowered the graphics a little bit, but there was so much more to do, so many more weapons. And then Saints Row 3 just, oh my god, that game is so
Yeah.
fucking
And I
tough.
don't mind the juvenile humor. I just wish it wasn't that excessive in Saints Row
But the
3rd.
comparison.
It's a juvenile game.
It's like I'm fine with that. I just like it's just not for me. I wish they would tone it down a little bit so that
For you.
I wouldn't be embarrassed having someone watch me play that game.
Well, you get embarrassed by
You're
hitting
the
people with
wrong
big purple
company.
dildo bats?
Yeah, the Ripper. Nike's a dildo though.
Yeah, if my mom walks in and she watches me beat him with a brown purple dildo bat, I think she's gonna want to ask a couple questions.
I'd be like,
Yeah,
hey, Mom,
which-
I'm beating someone with a big purple dildo bat.
Have you ever
So I'd
beaten
be
with a
like,
dildo bat?
I know. I'd be
Yeah.
like,
I
I'm
beat
not
someone
beating
with the dildo
with
bat, and I also farted in a jar and threw it at someone, and they died.
What?
Continue.
Now, this one's more of a topic and less of a story.
Okay.
But have you all heard of the Tomb Raider controversy that's been going around
No.
lately?
No, is she
Wow.
naked? Did they find a way to make her naked again?
No.
I
Is it the
heard a
violence?
little bit of it, like
cares?
not Arrow.
Did
thing.
you saw the trailer for the new Tomb Raider? The Tomb Raider trailer was released during E3.
Are we talking
Yeah.
about like bow and arrows and stuff?
Yeah, the one we saw there.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
of it. I
okay.
saw
No,
that.
the trailer, not the gameplay video.
No.
Okay, what about the
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Is she naked?
No, James.
Calm down.
Okay, go on.
Anyway, there was in an interview, one of the guys said that you're going to want to quote unquote protect Laura Croft,
Okay.
and a lot of people got angry about that
Why?
because in their minds, Laura should be someone who can protect herself, someone who's in a dangerous situation, and she's rising above the challenge instead of someone where like the player is trying to protect her like she's some sort of weak ass woman.
Oh, so you mean like
I get it.
I
They
get it.
already fucked up Samus, so
But isn't
all,
this
and this
all the
was-
women in game that really had to fall back on now is Laura
But
Croft.
isn't this like a prequel, like
And
how everything
something.
started? Like
And
Yes,
something.
her
yes,
breaking-
it's a reboot of the
Yeah.
franchise.
This is
Yeah.
basically how like she just ticked off. Like that's how she
But
became.
still, I mean,
Who she became in the other.
And this
game.
was further compounded by the trailer heavily implying that she was about to be raped before someone.
oh, you mean the screaming one?
Yes,
Isn't that when she
of
tied
course
up?
they revealed that she wasn't actually going to be raped, but the trailer heavily
The guy
it
was
looked
feeling
like
her.
it.
The guy
There-
was feeling her.
you could get that appearance
Was
from
that
watching
like
the trailer.
one when she was tied up?
Is that
And
the one
people-
where she went down like the waterfall or something? Oh no, that's a gameplay
That's a
trailer.
different one.
Wasn't she tied up? Like
She was tied up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this man was coming up to her,
Yeah.
and she bit him,
Yeah.
grabbed his pistol, and shot him in the face.
That's how you do it. And they're mad about that?
No, they're mad because it looked like she was about to get raped, and she barely got out of there alive.
I mean.
Just tied up.
Also,
And I understand where the sentiment's coming from.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't
She's
get it.
screaming. Like,
I don't remember the trailer. It's
They just want Tomb Raider to
wasn't
be
it from
this
last year,
this
like, 2
untouchable-
years ago, E3? Yeah, some
this
goddess.
untouchable
Yeah.
See, the
goddess.
thing is, I don't
Fake
like
it.
that Lara Croft. Quite frankly, I don't like the ruthless bitch Lara Croft.
But that's because
I want her to feel more human.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Feel like more of a connection.
I'm okay with her being a human being.
For once.
I don't want
for
her.
once, yeah.
I don't want her to go all the way to the left to this needy princess.
Like
I don't want her to go
like
all the way to the
Samus.
right to this ruthless bitch either.
Yeah.
Like old Samus.
Yeah.
There
how
is a
Samus
middle
was.
ground there that you can reach.
Well, Samus used to be- Samus used to be a ruthless, just ruthless. I mean,
Samus didn't have a personality.
That's what I said.
Samus had no personality.
And then when they gave her one, it was a whiny bitch.
yeah.
And we didn't want. No one
And
wants
nobody
whiny
wanted
bitch.
Didn't Team Ninja make that?
Yeah, Team Ninja fucked Samus all up.
Yeah, they did.
I was sad about that because I actually like Samus. I didn't play the games, but I actually
Wait,
like Samus.
Which one did they mess her up? Other
His
M,
character.
right?
Other
Yeah,
end.
the Rams fucked it all up.
Messed up.
Yeah, they went too
They
far
were
with the
boys.
mommy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Give her like-
Metroid mod thing. Yeah, that went. They pushed that thing way too far.
When you name your SOS signals "mother" or "baby's cry," there's a. You went too far.
He's crying.
Yes, that was, or it was something along those lines. It's like. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Other End. Other End was a shitty game.
It was. Dylan was hyped about that game, so
No, it wasn't.
you were.
I was
You
not
were like, I
hyped
can't
about
wait
that.
to get Other End. That's gonna be so
I've
tight.
never been a Samus fan.
No, you said you're going to Samus.
I've
you
never
were
been a-
you were going to get Other End.
I was
You
not.
were too.
No.
As soon as you saw Samus jump on that person's body and shoot him in the mouth, you were like, I'm getting that game.
No, I said it looks good.
No,
but
you said
I
you
was
were
not
getting
ever,
it.
I never saved
I
up my
remember
money for
that.
that.
I remember that so vividly.
I don't.
You were going to
I
get
never
that
said
shit.
that. No.
I mean, there's also the
Trust me.
fact that Samus had everything on her from the start, and she wouldn't use anything until the general dude told her that she could use it.
Yeah.
That pissed a lot of people off.
Saved the galaxy so many times.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah, that's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
she saved Galaxy so many times by herself. Why she need the
Is
jackass
Other M
though?
supposed? Isn't that like a prequel?
It's like a sequel to like
It
Super
is Super
Metroid.
Metroid.
a lot
Right?
of people got pissed. It's like, oh, I passed through this lava field. Are you telling me I had the lava shield this whole time? What the fuck? Anyway, our next story is that there were a couple Metal Gear fans in the other room fighting.
I like
I
Metal
like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 4.
I like Metal.
I like Metal Gear Solid 4 a
Did
lot
you,
as well.
did you play Metal Gear Online?
No.
I did. No, I did.
I didn't.
I played
I
the
always
shit.
love to watch you.
Yeah, I played the shit. I was really good at
Well,
that.
now you
too.
can.
What?
They shut down the servers a couple days ago.
How was that an internet game or could you play it on?
No,
PlayStation?
you go on Metal Gear Solid 4, and one of the options was Metal Gear Online. You
Oh,
could
what?
play it, and it was tight. My God, look cool, didn't it?
Yeah,
Not anymore.
Oh my
It was a fun
God.
online
It
game.
was
too.
fun. It was good, man.
You
Yeah,
could
but
use like
they shut
swords,
the,
right?
They shut the servers
You
down
could use swords.
2 days, like 2 or
I've
3 days
seen
ago. Actually.
gameplay.
For no
could-
reason. Like,
you could
nobody was
never-
on it.
Come on, dude. I played the shit out of that game. I played the shit out of Metal Gear Online.
I
You
just
cannot-
saw a
you
picture
cannot-
of it and he was using the
You
sword.
cannot use a sword.
When was the last time you played it?
About a year or two ago.
Year or two? I mean, how many updates do you think went through that?
0, because Metal Gear Solid 4 came out 5 years ago.
So? You know online things go updates all
Not
the
that
time.
long. They don't support it that long.
Like a
typically.
game that came out like that in the server, that's actually really.
I don't.
Yeah, they shut it down exactly 3 days ago.
Any reason
really?
why? Because was it?
Probably because there was not affordable. It was just probably something for cost or.
Well, I'm sure nobody was playing it at this point.
Yeah, like at this point.
But it was still fun to play. It was
I
still
always-
a really good. It was my first like. I'm not gonna say first online experience because I had
First online
The
360.
first one you gave a shit about.
For the PS3, yeah, the first PS3 online game I played was Metal Gear Online. Yeah, that's the first thing I did when I got I got PlayStation Network to play Metal Gear Online.
Oh, you did?
That's why I got PlayStation Network, was to play Metal Gear Online.
You played shit out of it.
Yeah, the first game I actually played online all together was Saints Row 1.
And that was fun too.
That was fun as shit too.
But then they
So I guess you have mixed
Dumbed it
feelings
down.
towards this shutdown.
Saints Row 3, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it in a year or two, and
I always thought it was like a.
I didn't know they shut those things down. I thought you just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like you gotta keep it
Well,
up.
now they don't. That means they don't have to pay for server maintenance and all that anymore.
I always thought like it was like a kind of like how Minecraft was, like how you played it on like the computer.
No, you played it with your controller
I did.
on your PlayStation 3.
I know.
Aw.
So our next story is about the Kickstarter campaigns that have been going around. You've heard of them, I imagine. The
Kickstarter, the
Kickstarters
ones
and
where
all that.
you beg people to give you money so you can make your games and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Someone did a study on those and found some pretty interesting statistics, and I'm going to read them out loud.
Alright.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Out of all the gaming projects on Kickstarter, 57% of them fail.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
And compared to the overall rate of failure, which is around 41.3%.
Okay.
The reason for this is that games require a lot more money than most other projects in the Kickstarter campaigns.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're great.
The study said that only 8.5% overall double or more their goal. They released double or more their funding if they wanted to. That's only happens 8.5% of the time.
Yeah, it looks like I'll
Out of
be
what?
on Kickstarter for my life.
Out of 100.
Oh wow.
8.5% out of what?
Per
No,
cent.
that was a joke
Like,
against
wait,
you.
did they
Like,
just-
per
It could have been
cent.
out of 10.
They don't have 8.5% out of 10%. That doesn't make any sense.
Was they was this
Percent
just
literally
single-
means out of 100.
I didn't hear
just
the
individual
percent part. I thought I
Yes.
thought it was
I
like
don't
a
really
fraction.
quite know what Kickstarter is.
I think it's way better to do it with a group.
Kickstarter is a site where you post, like, if you have a project you want to do, you post
Everything about
the
it.
project details and a goal of funding you want to receive. And in a couple of days, you see how far you got in the funding.
Fail.
Fail. $0. You suck.
Hey, you owe us $100.
You owe us $100.
The most successful projects on Kickstarter, according to the survey, are usually around $5,500 or less in the funding goals.
Wait, how much? 5,000?
$5,500 or less is
Oh,
usually
5,500.
around the most successful projects.
Awesome.
And the most successful types of projects are not games, they're actually films and TV shows that can get more successful overall.
We should do a Zombie Crew TV show.
An animated version.
Fuck yes. Animated. Yo, I'd hire some animators to do an episode.
Animation. I mean, you do have the animated character.
God,
Type of-
yeah, we got the cartoon.
But yeah,
characters.
what are your thoughts on this after all the Kickstarter campaigns and all that? What are your
makes
thoughts
I
on
think
these?
Kickstarter had its run, and now
Yeah.
it's just kind of falling off. Like, it was a big ass thing for a while. I mean, I think it should just stick mainly to like independent films and shit like that.
Since it's like the film movies have been doing better than the just game.
Is there any other type of movie besides a film movie?
Digital.
Digital movie. Which
No,
are
I'm
used
just
on
saying
internet.
No, a movie
film.
is a film.
A movie
They're
is a
synonymous
film.
terms.
Technically, though, film
Wait,
is
wait,
what
wait,
It's hard to be like funny, sarcastic with retards like these.
No,
Yes.
I'm just
But, like,
saying
yeah,
though.
They're like, yeah, it's film, digital.
Why are you defending the
got-
fact you're making a punchline? Why are you
you
defending
got what I mean,
it? It was
right?
a joke.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
Kickstarter's doing better with the film.
What dealing with like independent films and shit.
Yeah.
Because like making a game, you gotta do like controls. and
There's a
stuff.
lot more shit to make in a game. You need millions of dollars for that shit.
And some skill with
And-
programming and
and-
all
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you
other,
need
other things that they just can't help
Like
you
a
with.
little film you can do by yourself.
Can't
Speaking
make it
of
independent.
Kickstarter, there was one particular campaign that got a bit of attention. It was this woman who is known, this feminist woman, and she made a Kickstarter campaign for a series of videos called Tropes versus Women in Gaming.
Okay.
The intent was to explain tropes and cliches surrounding female characters in games and why they are horrible.
Help me.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it down.
And the moment she launched that Kickstarter, she got tons of outcry from the community calling her a feminazi, telling her to get back into the kitchen, and people were suitably pissed
The
about
comment,
that.
Rachel!
Shut up!
Don't go.
Keep in mind, not all of our audience is from digital media.
I know, but it's just fuck it. Anyway.
So, it's a joke.
But
Yeah.
yeah, total inside joke.
Oh, that's what she got what's
But
coming.
yeah,
She got what was coming.
really?
Definitely. No, I'm just saying, just
Like-
definitely.
On one hand, I think I saw a couple of her other videos, and I really think that she crossed the line a number of times.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm doing like a really gay hand pose right now. Yeah. If you're gonna project your opinion, do not shove it into people's faces.
To be fair, she wasn't. She just put the Kickstarter out there, and then after people saw it, they had an outcry.
But what was her intent? To shove it down people's faces.
Put it on YouTube.
To shove it down people's faces.
Well, I think you're going a little too far. Going shove it
Yeah,
down
she's
people's
not
faces.
shoving it down anyone's faces.
Well, she just.
I mean, we're putting this
There
up
was
on
no
YouTube.
ad-
We're not
there was
trying
not
to shove
gonna
it down
be an
people's faces.
There was no advertising behind it or anything. Just
Yeah.
everything came through all the reports of people
So-
being bitches to her.
What did she plan on doing?
Just talking about cliches about women characters in games.
Like what they're weak.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh,
And people
okay.
call
I take my comments.
and
That's
people
kind of
were
dumb.
tell her to get back into the kitchen after.
Oh yeah, that's kind of harsh.
That's kind of
Yeah.
harsh.
I mean, if
Like
she
I
was just
said,
describing
On
like,
one hand, I've seen a couple of videos, and I do believe she goes too far a couple of times. She talks about things that probably aren't as big an issue as she's making them out to be. On the other hand, I hate gaming culture. I hate the bitches on the internet about that are surrounding games. I hate them. I hate the shooting crowd.
They're big,
I hate
big,
them.
well, this game is not better than Call of Duty, but this is a video for about.
But this is Pac-Man.
I hate YouTube commenters.
This game
I
is
hate
all like
them.
co-op.
If you are a commenter on YouTube and you are a dick, I hate you.
Yeah, what's the point of watching the video
I know.
if you don't like the content?
You should do it like in that video. It says Call of Duty for the win. What?
Yeah.
It's like
It's
Call of Duty
Call of-
have girls.
It was like Call of Duty. Like you watching a Call of Duty video, it says Call of Duty, and you're like, I hate
And-
Call of Duty. Why are you watching the video then?
Yeah.
If you don't like Call of
Yeah.
Duty,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate Call of Duty personally. I'm just using that as an example.
And I just find it kind of funny that she's saying, oh yeah, some games have sexist content. And then people respond by being absolutely sexist to her.
Yeah, it's true.
It's,
It's like, I don't think people dispute that there is a bit of sexism in
No,
games.
I'm not even going to
Like,
dispute
we are
it.
all agreed on that.
I
pretty
am
much.
agreed. I would definitely love to see girls in games a lot less dressed.
I would like to see it a lot.
Right?
And he likes to see them a lot more dressed because we are of different sexual orientations.
And that's why he's getting liberation.
No,
I am
refer her to be an actual character there, not
I am
just some
straight,
porn.
and Brandon is asexual.
not gay.
He's not
That's a
gay.
video game boy.
He's not gay.
They say-
He's
It's like, I
asexual.
hate a lot of. There's a reason I don't like fighting games that much, because there are tons of needlessly scantily clad women there for no real reason besides
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
appealing to the lowest possible demographic.
I
Which
know
is
Mortal
me.
They're dead alive.
Yeah, dead or alive, you did smack you in your eye.
That's your special.
Dead or Alive made the volleyball game, so
The
fuck
volleyball.
them. quite
Alright, I
frankly.
don't agree with
gay.
that. That's something that's too far.
Yeah.
No,
anyway.
it's just a game just for men just to make it crazy.
Jerk
That's all
to
it
the
was.
jerking.
I mean, but if you think about it, women, they might not have it big and fair in like the game community, but if there's ever a woman and a guy in a TV show, the guy is always dead stupid,
Yeah.
and the woman is always the
Always smart.
smart one, the logical
So
one.
they-
Yeah.
they kinda
But
rule
then
the,
again, that's
yeah.
because the guy is also usually white and straight, and therefore an acceptable target.
and some dudes like, yo, so dumb.
But either way,
So smart.
the woman is always like the likable one,
Yeah.
unless they go out of their way to make her not likable. She's always the one. The guy is the fuck up. He's fucking everything up.
Yeah.
It's always the woman that makes it all better. See, that's
It's
but put them in a
like-
positive light, like Peter Griffin, like from Family Guy. He's hilarious. He's the best part. But still, he's so dumb that sometimes I get pissed at him.
Yeah.
He is so dumb that sometimes I'm pissed at
And
him.
that's a fair thing to say, because I would quite frankly agree with you.
But Lois is the one that's like, all right, I've got to fix his stupid problems.
And to be fair, that's actually relatively recent. Like, I know it's been a couple years since that started, but as TV overall, that's a relatively recent thing. Like, in the 50s or so, it was the exact opposite.
Yeah.
No,
It was
the
the-
Flintstones.
It was like that.
Fred, he was dumb and he was selfish and crappy.
No,
as
there
hell.
were times when Wilma was dumb as well. There were times when the situations were flipped.
Oh, yeah, he's actually right.
But he was
that was
so
a
dumb.
50-50.
But he was still really dumb.
Well, also, I mean, have you ever realized now, like, alright, if it's ever like a boy and a girl in a competition, the girl's always gonna win.
Yeah, in TV show, the girl will always win.
Yeah.
Especially if it's an eating competition.
Yeah.
Just to be ironic and not funny, but try to be funny, the girl will always win the eating competition.
Yeah.
In horror movies, the girl's always the last one to live.
Always.
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 Unless
Well,
she's blonde.
That's because the woman is easy sympathy. Because she's a woman and it's proposed to a man.
Yeah. But if back to the whole thing, if she's going to take aim at cliches and tropes, she might want to look at the whole picture.
And she actually has had videos of tropes in general towards films and cartoons on her YouTube channel.
Okay.
So this is just a new thing for her, basically, just to go into games specifically.
Games, I mean, it's just.
In games, yeah, they're not very portrayed in a positive light, and when they are, that's actually a big
Like
deal.
I said, I want more to the women in games than just fragile princess or frigid bitch. I want a bit more to that.
What about sexual deviant?
Yeah.
If there's more to the character, I'm okay with that. If there's more there than just sexual deviant.
What about a mentally broken girl with a horribly.
That's Fragile Princess.
No, you didn't. See, you never lets me finish. You never lets me finish. I didn't say. I said mentally broken girl with a horribly disfigured face, but is so childlike in appearance that she just finds everyone as an enemy and tries to kill everything while searching for the right person to keep her into a sane state.
That's
of
a
mind.
very specific
You should
description.
make a game.
Why? That's already a character. I described the character. Melina from Mortal Kombat. I described the character.
She's so hot.
Who
That
is
is.
scantily clad, but
Yes.
is a deeper character than
See,
than what
Brandon
most
always
people
looks
think.
at Mortal Kombat girls as just that. They don't
Just
look
because
bad.
they are
Khan.
very, very scantily clad does not mean there's not more behind.
Yeah.
Is it Shao Kahn like he's
Shao Kahn is the one that keeps her grounded.
Aaron Barak?
Get it on.
Yeah, her and Baraka.
They have a hate.
I'll have to
love
think about that one. I can't give you an opinion right away because I have to think more about that one.
Alright, what's next, Brandon?
And our next story comes from 38 Studios, the makers of Kingdoms of Amalur.
I like
They have officially filed for bankruptcy.
Really?
Kurt Schilling, does he owe like $75 million to the state of Rhode Island?
Isn't it?
Yes.
How do you owe that much money to anything?
Well, here's the story. Originally, when 38 Studios opened, their first game they were going to try to put out was an MMO.
Right.
So let me first say how stupid it is to make an MMO as your very first game. Anyway, they realized they were not going to have a lot of money to make this MMO, so Rhode Island was starting this campaign to bring some gaming corporations into their state to create jobs. So they said, I'm going to give you a $70 million loan, you, 38 Studios, if you come to work in Rhode Island. So they agreed. Unfortunately, they realized they were running through money really quickly, so they had to make some quick money, so they got big game studios to make Kingdoms of Amalur for them, which sold relatively well given its lack of any reputation whatsoever.
That was okay.
Unfortunately, that was not nearly enough to recoup their losses, so they had to file for bankruptcy.
Wait, wasn't 38 Studio? Wasn't it like an old baseball player or something like
Kurt
that?
Schilling.
Yes,
Yeah.
Kurt Schilling.
Red Sox.
An old
World
base.
Series champion.
Yeah.
And I quite frankly had no sympathy for him, because he made a couple of very stupid moves.
Motherfucker, I zoned out and I'm really interested and I have no idea who you guys talking about.
Kurt Schilling, he used to play for the Red Sox, won the World Series. Then he retired. He wanted to, he was always a big gamer.
Yeah.
His first game that he wanted to make is an MMO, but they're mad expensive, so the state of Rhode Island.
Oh no, I got that part. I just didn't know who you guys were talking
Yeah,
about.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt Schilling.
Okay.
Famous baseball player.
His first mistake making an MMO was the very first game.
Well, it's just
That was his first
Is
mistake.
Kings of Amalur or MMO?
No,
No, that's RPG.
that was, he took someone else's game and finished it to become a Kingdoms of Amalur.
What game?
Doesn't fucking matter.
No. I just know he's repurposing Kingdoms of Amalur as a sort of a entry into his MMO world.
Oh, I liked it. It was okay. I played the demo.
You don't like the kills.
Yeah.
I played demo. I liked the combat, but I just thought the story was incredibly boring.
It was.
And if
Well,
a game does not have a good enough story, I'm
I
going
found
to
this story to be
Say the
very
Princess and the
similar to
Dragon.
Skyrim. I mean, a chosen wielder of fate, or whatever they call it. Just like the Dragonborn.
Double King.
The problem with Skyrim is that there is more to it than just a story. And
Yeah.
no one plays Skyrim for the story. I'll tell you that right now.
Because you should be in like 10 hours.
Yeah.
You play Skyrim to faff about for however long you want and do whatever you want.
Slice the tree
Fat.
open.
Is it
Fap about.
Faff about.
Fat. Not fat about.
Really?
You sick freak.
This whole time I thought it was fat.
F-A-F-F.
That's it.
Not
I don't.
fat about
You know, people
everywhere.
are always like, oh, jerk around, do all that. Like,
Yeah, actually that makes sense.
F-A-F-F.
That
Faff.
actually makes sense. Gotcha.
Anyway, his second mistake was
look.
getting a loan from Rhode Island. That was another big mistake.
Getting a loan from the
$70 million that he knew he couldn't pay back. There was no way in hell he would be able to pay that
You know
back.
how much copies you have to sell, and then like how much you gotta sell for?
Of an MMO too.
Yeah.
In this climate where the Old Republic is tanking,
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is
It's
World
not.
of Warcraft.
Yeah, but that'll never go
They're
down.
still alive.
Yeah.
They will be for
They even like
They'll be
Blizzard.
They'll be there forever.
World of
There's
Warcraft was not
Koreans
their
and
first
stuff.
game.
Yeah. Blizzard started with Warcraft, which eventually
StarCraft, right? Well, no,
which
MMO.
then they made StarCraft. And then it's like, let's make an MMO, so they made World of
Well,
Warcraft.
first of
So it's
all,
just big.
there you go even farther than that. They made a Super Nintendo game and Sega Genesis.
There's
game.
also Diablo and all of them that I'm
Yeah.
forgetting. That was a brief
But the-
history of Blizzard.
But the big.
Now it's all about. It's definitely
World of Warcraft
They are
now.
World of Warcraft.
That's right. That's our image.
But that's
Anyway.
what
Not
they're
bad, but
Because of the fact that they filed for bankruptcy, he might actually owe the state, Kurt Schilling personally, $2.4 million
Wow.
to the state of Rhode Island.
So he's gonna be like living in the street.
So he's gonna be filing for bankruptcy.
Well,
He
he has tons of money from
He
the
gets a baseball.
From
bat.
baseball
right,
too,
that's right.
yeah.
Then again, he
Baseball
poured
career.
$50 million of his own cash into the company as
Yeah.
well.
I think you get like $100 million. I think after you retire, depending on how quick you have,
Fucking find out.
like a pension wise. But still,
I don't think he's gonna be homeless. No way. Not.
no, it's just
He'll be
gonna
like,
suck
he'll be a little high.
Because like his dreams
He'll be
are-
living like us.
Yeah.
But he'll
better.
But he'll be thinking about his
low
next
high.
big venture into gaming.
Definitely.
Yeah, he'll have to think about like next
Like
time.
I don't mind him entering the game development studio, but he made a couple of very questionable
That's
decisions.
bad mistakes.
And he had no
Just say he
business.
fucked up.
And if you're not smart about what you're doing in business, you have no right to
The
have your own
business is a
company.
crazy
Yeah.
game, man. It's a really
Quite
crazy
frankly,
game.
I don't feel sorry for him in the least bit.
It's the hardest. Yeah, business is the game on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
sorry
really
for the
crazy.
people who lost their job because of his poor managerial decisions, but I don't feel sorry for him at all.
I think I want
Makes sense to me. Pew pew.
I'm actually running a little low on good stories here because some of them are just kind of boring.
Just choose the next good one, I guess.
The next one is a quote from Sony. Sony's heads say that the Wii U is, quotes, its own gaming generation.
No.
Its own gaming
no.
generation.
Like-
I disagree.
Like-
no.
How there was the PS3 and 360, but the Wii was doing its own little thing.
Yeah.
But
They're saying
like
it's going to be the same thing
generation.
this generation, whereas the PS, or these new Sony versus Microsoft, with Wii U doing its own little thing.
All right,
So
let's see what.
still-
I want to hear Dylan's words.
What?
Yeah, why'd you disagree so
Yeah, you were like
fervently
hard.
with
Just
Well,
hear this.
alright. I mean, if you walk up to any like normal person, well, normal gamer, they'll think, all right, the next generation is always gonna be, it's gonna be PS3, 360, Wii, and Wii. Not because their technology, because the time they came out. And we're thinking, all right, when's
Well, we're not thinking about time. We're thinking about just like,
and what?
like as a metaphorical term, like
its own like
it's doing its own
Oh.
little thing.
I thought you meant like generation, as in like how PS3 and 360 and Wii were.
That's true. When like big games come out, the multi-system games, it's always coming to PS3 and Xbox near you. It's never
Yeah.
coming to PS3, Xbox, Wii version coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, yeah, we never get like the
They don't,
multi.
that's because they. This is
The
because that
consoles-
crappy ass motion controls.
And
Every
I'm
game's
not
got to be.
and hardware is like
Yeah.
And I
They're
think I
holding
kind of
their
agree that
shit.
Wii U's probably gonna have the same. Wii U's gonna have the same problem, I think, going forward. Knowing Nintendo and what I've seen with the Wii U is gonna have the same problem, I think, going forward that I did with the Wii.
It's not gonna have good multi-platform.
Well, you know the reason
Have
why
Super Smash
we
Bros.
didn't get like all those
And
things
Mario.
because
And Mario.
they had the format, all the controls, emotion. That's why.
Yeah, every game that came out for it, they had to gimmick it towards
Yeah.
motion controls. Like Resident Evil 4, which I actually kind of like that one. But they
Yeah, that
had
was
to gimmick
good
it
motion.
towards motion in every other game.
That was just image. It had to be
Question: what was the best game for the Wii? Name the best 2 or 3 games for the Wii, in your opinion.
Super Smash.
Super Smash Bros.
Resident Evil 4? That was a pretty good.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
I don't know.
Well, we played the shit out of that when we first got it.
Yeah, but I mean when we first got it,
We downloaded Toe Jam and Earl.
but
that
that wasn't
counts.
originally Wii.
Call of
No,
Duty.
that's true.
Now, do any of the games
No, what the
you
fuck
li-
else did we buy? We played the shit out of some other games.
Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros.
you said enough to prove my point, which is out of all the games you listed, how many of them actually rely on motion controls?
No.
Oh,
No.
wait, relied on them or?
How many of them use motion controls?
Oh,
None of them use motion controls.
Wait, on
Super
what?
Smash Bros didn't use
Oh,
motion
Super Smash Bros.
controls.
didn't use motion controls.
Tatsunoko didn't use motion controls, and Toe Jam and Earl, we didn't even need to fucking.
Do you
Well,
get the-
Toe Jam and Earl wasn't
Do you
Wii
get the
though.
point I'm trying to
But I
make?
can't
with
think of
that?
any other games
I
besides
know.
No More Heroes.
Control is stupid.
Oh yeah, no
Do
more
you see
heroes,
the
but that
point?
used
That's
motion.
that's your game.
But
The
that used
point
motion,
is, the
yeah.
best games for the Wii were the ones that didn't rely on their gimmick.
Oh, fucking Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Oh yeah.
Tenkaichi 3, that used motion and that shit was good.
Yeah, it was.
That motion shit was good.
But how long did it take you to figure that one out? How long
Well,
did it take you to come up with that?
I just forgot about it. It's been so long since I played the Wii.
yeah,
Besides Super Smash Bros.
that's
They
it.
didn't
Yeah.
rely on motion. Just
Yeah,
play the game, could control.
but
Yeah.
Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Dragon Ball Z, I said that all backwards.
See, my
and shit.
opinion of the
But when you did the Kamehamehas,
Yeah,
the
that
whole
actually-
thing, you did the motion and it came out.
Yeah.
It worked. When you did
See,
Special
that's-
Beam Cannon, you could do that. Not that anyone saw, but I did Special Beam Cannon motion.
which will
and it
prove
came
my,
out.
which ends up proving my next point, which is motion controls work when you're not forcing them down my throat. Like for Dragon Ball, those are very natural things to do.
Yep. Really? Kamehameha is an natural thing to
For that universe.
do?
It's like the moment you take
If
me out of
only
the
you
game,
guys could have saw Dylan's just hand signs.
like that's a natural extension of the Dragon Ball universe.
Okay.
But if you're going, like if I'm playing a game, it's like, oh yes, use the Wiimote to unjam this valve, then you've broken me from the game, and therefore it's not a good way of using motion controls.
Wait. What you just said about Dragon Ball Z, you said how this is natural.
A natural extension of Dragon Ball.
But I mean, if you would have never seen, let's just say Dragon Ball,
Never
if
seen.
Dragon Ball Z wasn't a show and that was like the first game, would you think, oh, that's crap because it's not a
No,
natural
if
thing?
Dragon Ball Z wasn't a show, then
Would
Dragon
you
Ball Z
buy the
Budokai
game
3
if you
wouldn't
didn't
come
know
out.
the show?
If the
That's
show
true, but it
This
doesn't.
is a comic.
if the show didn't
Well,
exist,
there's so many big.
then Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3,
That's
2,
what I'm
and 1, and Budokai 3, 2, and 1
It's like-
wouldn't exist.
But I'm
Like
saying,
I'm
like,
saying-
if it instead of starting as a TV show, started as a game, and would you think how the motion controls were?
Well, yeah, because they had the little guy in the bottom hand corner that showed you how to hold your controller,
Yeah.
and they had him moving too, so you knew what to do.
Like
I'm
I
just
said,
saying.
that's a fine use of motion controls, but when you go, it's like, oh, use motion controls to turn this valve, and you're throwing me out of the experience, and therefore it's a really bad way to use motion controls.
It's like I'm not really holding a valve here.
I'm sort of
When it comes to the Wii and its motion controls, the biggest letdown for me was fucking Red Steel.
Well, Red Steel 2,
Red
right?
Steel 2
And 1, right?
and
Wasn't that-
1.
The 1 was more of a shooter.
One,
than,
yeah. I mean, they made it look like it'll be
like a sword.
a sword fight, but you did a lot more shooting than
There's
a lot
like-
more shooting.
There's like only a couple levels that you did a sword.
And then with mostly swords and Red Steel 2, it just wasn't your fighting style. It wasn't how you would actually sword fight.
It was like,
Yeah. So it's whatever.
So this is our last story. Then we go into questions, just general gaming questions. Shigeru Miyamoto, I'm sure you all know who he is. If you
Yeah.
don't, you shouldn't be
Mr.
here. Get
Mario.
out of this room if you don't know who he is.
Word.
He saved it.
He said, and I
He's a-
quote,
he's
I'm
Not
interested in
rich,
making an FPS,
FPS.
a first-person shooter.
Well, Ben, you shouldn't have left. I mean, you gotta think about this.
Let's go to the next one.
That was
He is
No, I
Miyamoto.
don't want to think about that.
No, he made
The
the
first
fantasy of Mario. He made.
He saved the gaming world, and I do not want to see him stoop to Call of Duty's level.
Well,
No.
first-person
that's
shooter
what
doesn't
you-
automatically mean Call of Duty.
Yes, it does. It's
No,
a
it
first-person
doesn't.
shooter.
But-
It is
but-
gun in your face shooting shit.
It could mean
Yeah.
a serious Sam kind of shooter.
But look at Duck Hunt. First-person shooter.
But it's gonna be so much compared to it like that.
No,
I mean,
got me there.
Like,
Um,
he
that'd be
said-
cool. That'd be
I
cool.
mean, Metroid Prime.
That
It's
was
a
a
really good
first-person
first-
That was a
shooter.
good first-person shooter.
But he
So
said he
you
wants
got
to
jumped to
do it.
conclusions so fast.
Yeah, but he said he wants to do first-person shooters.
Oh,
Say he's
did
waiting.
he say he wants to do or
wishing to
do
make
one?
a
He wants-
first-person shooter.
Oh,
So
I
he's gonna
said-
make a new
See, you
game.
got
FPS.
jumped to conclusions so
He's
fast.
gonna make a new game.
Yeah, a new character.
If he's gonna say like,
To
oh,
clarify, he said he's too busy and he'd never be able to get around to it.
Oh, good.
But he's interested.
Interested. Well, just don't do that. Just do
Yeah.
something other than first-person shooters. We don't
I
need- we don't-
understand what you guys
we don't
mean, though.
need
Be
any
like,
more of
yeah.
those.
we need more action adventure
Yeah, something like that.
because they've been down.
And that's enough for news.
It is.
I have no more stories to go through. I was
Ah.
surprised I went through all of those so quickly.
In less than
yeah.
an hour.
Now it's time for random questions I came up with.
Okay, let's
Alright.
go.
Alright, let's go.
First one, think of a game that you like, but everyone else hates. Or like most people just tend to hate.
No, don't start with me.
You can take a minute to think, because I'm trying to think about this myself.
Killer 7.
Killer 7. No, people don't hate
No
that
one
game.
hates Killer
They don't
7.
hate that game. They just
But
don't
they
know about it.
it.
But not hate it. That's
No,
the
something
opposite.
that everyone actively despises.
Oh.
Yeah, Killer 7's like
I have
amazing.
a
Game.
lot of
That's
those
one of my favorite
games,
games too. Goes
Um,
Killer Instinct, Metal Gear Solid 4, Killer 7.
But all them people like.
No, I'm just saying my favorite games. That wasn't the question.
See, I tried thinking this one earlier, and I couldn't come up with a good
A
answer.
game
for
that
me.
no one likes?
Like you mean like a
A game
general
that you like,
population?
but people tend to not like.
Shut up, bastard.
Street Fighter X Tekken.
What?
Really?
Yeah. Have you? Oh, you don't read the threads, do you?
No.
There are more haters for that game than people that actually like it.
But I mean, let's not
Well,
count that.
people hate Call of Duty technically,
But they still play.
but
They still play. You said things that you like that most people hate. If you look,
True.
if you look at a news thing for Street Fighter X Tekken, it is nothing but hate. You hear nothing good on it. Nothing good. Nothing. Read one. Do it.
I found one that I got for me.
What?
I liked Final Fantasy 13.
You like
And
Alpha
people-
Protocol too.
Well, yeah, I like Alpha Protocol.
I don't like Final Fantasy.
But that's a bit more of an obscure one.
I have one. It's well, I like the series and everyone hated it. It's Mega Man Battle Star Force. It was for the DS.
I don't like it.
I don't know enough to comment on that.
I played it, but everyone kept on saying it's not good as Battle Network. I liked it.
Like,
That's just me.
I like 13, and I understand. I have a couple criticisms of 13 too.
Yeah,
I am
same.
very critical of the game, but I liked it. I had fun playing it.
Yeah, I mean,
What about you, Dylan? Should we go on? If
No,
you-
I'll think of one. But you can go on. I will think of one.
The next one's the opposite. Name a game that you hate that everyone else tends to like,
Uncharted
and why?
because
Fan.
it's overhyped and brings absolutely nothing new and is overhyped for nothing.
Call of Duty. Same reason.
Yeah, that's kind of mixed. Call of Duty. People equally like it and hate it at the same time.
That's definitely a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it sells. I mean, I
It's-
can't think of any-
But I mean, shooters is the biggest. What's it called though? It's the biggest
game right now.
fan base, not fan base, but shooters in itself is like one of the biggest groups.
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think
Two.
because I tend not to like extremely hate games.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
make sure not to buy the bad game.
Oh, I don't like God of War 2. I hate God of War 2. I think God of War 2 is stupid.
No, I'm not gonna go into
And-
that.
Yeah, well, I heard you saw my opinions on the last podcast.
Yeah, we
but-
Benjamin.
I have to do the same as though. I can't think of one right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
In my last question, and I guess we'll start wrapping things up,
Yeah.
is do you have a character in gaming that you feel needs to be killed off? Needs to be like just killed off. No more games made about him ever again.
I don't get it.
And I know you're saying this. Don't get me wrong, but I think Crash needs to be killed off at this point.
Yeah, I really did.
Spyro.
I don't think we-
Spyro. He needs to be killed off.
Because Crash and Spyro. Because let's be honest, no one's made a good game with them since Naughty Dog kind of left.
Okay.
Right,
Okay, they can be killed
It's
off
like-
as soon as
Ratchet had a good
as soon
game.
as Battle Royale comes
Deadline
out and they're
wasn't a
both in
good
it.
game.
Then they can kill them off. As long as they make the cut, I don't
It's
care.
like, yeah, it's
I'm
like
trying to think of a game.
at this point, it's not a kill and I hate them. It's more of a mercy kill. at this point.
Okay.
Well, you can do it either way. A character you hate or a
I-
character that needs a mercy
I got a
kill.
game that I like.
No.
I liked Red Steel too.
I'm trying to think of.
No, I said it. I
Maybe
like
Sonic
Red Steel too.
because
That's
Don't
fair.
like that.
I'm thinking
I liked
Sonic.
it.
I'm not gonna say your opinion is wrong.
I didn't like it because of motion controls. I just liked how it was.
I think Sonic needs to die because like they have come like a couple of
Oh
good
no, I'm
games,
listening. I don't care.
but like it's just,
that was your
like,
really good.
Oh no, I was
like
just
so
trying to
many
get
games have
comfortable.
been so terrible.
That was
I know,
my
I
first.
agree.
That was
I
my
agree.
first
But
choice.
I don't think he should die off like forever, but he should just die and
Take a
someone,
break,
Yeah,
is
and then
what you
someone
mean.
just reboots him, like revives him.
That was my first choice, but then Generations came out.
That generation's
That's
just
your
tight as
generation's
shit.
tight
But
as
they need to
shit.
be a
That is-
consistent.
They were the well, besides Sonic Unleashed, they did the 2D parts right.
Yeah,
Sonic Unleashed's problem was the other parts
Yeah,
that weren't the 2D
people
parts.
People were saying that if Sonic Unleashed were just the 2D part where it was actually him running, it would have been a good game.
Yeah, and they finally got that fast part right.
and
with
that's Generations.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
Sonic Generations, that is like legitimately like for the longest time, like it's now like one of the only games where I could sit and watch someone play it and still have an equally good time. Like I used to sit and watch Dylan play it all the time, and I'm like, wow, that is tight. And when they played that Chemical Plant Zone music, oh my god, I had a bunch.
About the remix one,
Yeah.
you can get the original too.
All right,
I forgot the question
I
was.
mean,
It was what
a character you
Well,
feel
you
needs to
wanna
be killed
die.
off.
Oh,
I agree.
that needs to be or that I want to be.
Either or is fine.
And it's gotta be a video game character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Who were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Sasuke from Naruto,
Oh,
but
but he doesn't have his own game.
Eh,
that no.
I agree. No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
really should
I'm
kill
saying,
him off.
I'm saying in
They
every,
should
every in
definitely
every
agree.
form of media, I want him to be killed.
Suzuki.
Yeah, but for game wise,
Is
um,
Yeah,
I want He doesn't need to be killed off, and he won't be killed off. But I personally want Ken Masters to be killed off.
Wait, explain.
Yes, I actually want to hear
Street
that.
Fighter.
Yes.
Yeah, explain. Why do you want him killed off?
I hate Ken.
Ken is a.
You hate Ken as.
I hate Ken.
Just as a kid.
But you have to put more detail in that.
Okay, I want Guile to be killed off. I hate Guile.
Hate you.
You hate him because how the people
Now-
use them.
Can I ask why?
Yes.
Why? Why do you want to kill? Why do you want them to
Yeah, that's
kill?
What I want Ken, because Ken in every game has always been wildly overpowered.
Alright. See, that's all you had to say. You don't have to be like, because I hate Ken.
Because I hate Ken because he is wildly
But
overpowered.
that's what I asked. Why? That's why I asked.
And I said because I hate Ken because he's wildly
But you didn't say
overpowered.
that
He's the most
till
original
he
character.
said it.
Because he asked me why.
I asked you why.
He asked me why in a smarmy way.
You need some respect.
I mean, that was
I
just
just-
because I was curious.
I just hate Guile because he's the ultimate turtle character that you can't get in on.
Yeah.
I use Blanca. I've got no projectiles.
Yeah, you
Turtle.
just get the door.
I can go forward, but they can time a flash kick right in my face.
I like turtles.
So I've got nothing.
Let's not get.
So I hate Guile.
Let's not.
Hate Guile and Ken, and when people team up Guile with Ken, I just turn the game off.
Really?
After I lose, of course.
People be like, fuck.
Yeah. Like, fuck this game.
Alright.
Street Fighter 3, he's way overpowered. in
That
Street
he's
Fighter
the
3.
most cheat.
Way up there. He's overpowered in Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, isn't he like the main like character?
Yeah.
Like you told me.
He is. Everyone uses that motherfucker.
Well, I don't have anything else we need to do. So unless you guys have anything else you want to say, like if you want to talk about what games any games you're playing or anything like that lately.
Well, I'm playing Gravity Rush for the PlayStation Vita, which actually, personally, I like it. And then, you know, it's a sexy girl too, but she's badass. She's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, not as good as like the Lollipop Chainsaw. She's not.
Dylan gets more vagina than all of us,
Yeah, well,
and he's 13.
Speaking of, let's talk about Lollipop Chainsaw actually now that we're.
I
on
love
that subject.
Lollipop Chainsaw. I just bought that shit, and I'm having a blast.
2 hours.
Yeah, I only had time to play for an hour because my fucking life became busy out of nowhere. But I love that shit. I love killing zombies as a cheerleader bitch who's played by my favorite voice actress with a giant bedazzled chainsaw
And big tits.
hopping around. Her
The
tits are
chainsaw's
seized at
bedazzled?
best. Yeah,
Oh my god, that's
the
amazing.
chainsaw's bedazzled, and then you can like upgrade it to have like rockets on it so you can ride it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's a Suda 51 game.
Like-
Why am I surprised?
Like
Yeah, you
stab it to
should.
the ground and you like just ride that shit.
It's a Suda game. Why am I surprised by that?
Yeah, there's like-
Chainsaw's bedazzled.
Like there's mad cursing and it's funny as shit. Like if you want to legitimately laugh while you're playing the game, Lollipop Chainsaw is exactly where you fucking go for that shit.
It's like I said with the Saints Row thing. I don't mind a game being silly. Quite frankly, that's refreshing for a
Yes.
game to be just plain silly.
Oh, yeah.
Like killing things.
Yeah, while you're killing shit. I
And
wanna laugh.
Lollipop Chainsaw actually seemed like more of my sense of humor. I actually had to borrow that from you at one point in time if you have ever let me, if you're finished with it.
As soon as I finish with it,
Yeah.
in a couple months. Don't, right now you're farther than me at it.
Well, I just beat one boss.
Yeah, a boss I haven't beat yet.
Yeah, but you're
Because
right
I
there.
haven't got to fight him yet.
Right when you pick it up, then you'll fight him.
I became very busy, everyone, and that's why
So-
our episodes are coming later and later.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? Anyone from the cast?
Love you.
Evo's coming up soon.
Yeah, fighting.
I don't know if you can do a podcast about that. I mean, I'm sure you'd be very left out because you don't do fighting games, but
I'm okay with moderating.
okay, and we
We can
do
do one on Evo.
It'd have to
Why?
be after.
well after Evo, of
Yeah,
course.
it's July, so.
Yeah. I'm good at asking questions since I have lack of knowledge in the fighting community.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can look up stuff about it.
but yeah, I'm gonna be watching every day of Evo.
I'm watching
and,
Evo on PlayStation Home.
well, I might be working one of the days.
I know. I'm saying that's what I'm watching.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm honestly surprised that Home is still alive.
Oh,
Well,
it's more alive than ever, man.
Yeah,
Much
it
more.
is.
A lot of people are there. Well,
No, that's all I've got.
Alright, so that ends our second zombie cast.
All right,
I'm Brandon Carey.
James Hughes at your service.
Benjamin Figueroa.
And
That guy.
yeah, that guy.
And these are people.
He's 13.
I love my life.